Welcome to the Day 5 lecture of GIS 311. This is for Lab 4 preparation. Instead of having a lecture in class, your lecture for Day 5 is online and you're watching it right now. The in-class Lab 4 preparation will be short, allowing you time to complete the lab in class next week. In this slide, there's with too many words and too small a text, there's a list of items that we're revisiting this week. Lab folder structure, connecting to a folder, and these are all, I might add, a lot of the skills that you've already learned. You've learned quite a bit already in week 5. Determining the geographic coordinate system, projected coordinate system, and projection. Defining the projection and projecting, using the Show Help and Tool Help buttons, exporting data, all features to a new shapefile or layer, turning on and off all layers, some basic symbolization. You've learned to normalize your data, zoom to the full extent, clearing the selection, complete an attribute join. You did that in Lab 2. Queries. You've done them, but we're going to touch on them more extensively this week. Clearing the projection and coordinate system of the data frame, arranging data in the data frame from top to bottom as we want to view it, list by drawing order versus list by source, exporting PNGs, a little bit of statistics, and you've learned to save your final as AAA, user ID, the lab, and then final.mxd. Some of the new skills: spatial join will consist of joining spatial data to other spatial data based on their location on the globe, hence the term spatial. Select by attributes. You've done this previously, but new techniques will be shown in the demo video. Select by location. Selecting attributes based on their distance to or from or proximity to some other phenomena. A merge, which is combining two or more features, layers, or shapefiles that have similar characteristics and fields. Creating buffers. Think about creating an area around a point, for example, a 35-foot radius of a no smoking zone within certain doors. Classifying data and setting the number of classes. You've classified previously, however, in the demo video, we'll dive a little bit deeper into classifications. Color ramps, how to choose color ramps based on their name or their visual characteristics, and why some are better than others. Symbolization using quantities. There are many ways to symbolize data based on quantities. We'll be using several different methods this week. And queries again. When do you use them and why? There's two types of queries that we're going to talk about. One are aspatial queries, that is, all parcels with a value greater than $100,000. That's a simple aspatial query, does not take into account space. A spatial query would be all parcels that are completely within a flood zone, completely within a county, a city, or a buffer, for example. You'll be using the field calculator to assign values to just some of the records or all of the records, depending on our intention. We use this tool to our advantage quite often in ARC. You'll be removing borders from symbology, which is a real simple thing to help with visual effect, and we'll be talking a little bit about setting map scale. A reminder about your lab data. It is highly recommended that due to how Windows displays data that you only use Windows for extracting. Use Esri for your folder creation and data management. In Lab 2, you had a little bit of data in Windows. This is what it showed up and looked like in Windows versus in ARC. Later on in the lab, we had Lab 2 data and then a list of Later on in the lab, there was a much greater quantity of data. For example, over here, maybe 15 different items on the left, and it multiples of 5 on the right, as how it looks in Windows. Again, Windows is best just used for extracting at this point. Required preparation for Lab 4 next week. You're just about completed with the lecture portion of the video. I put up a tiny URL. That link leads to Canvas, the Lab 4 required reading resources, links, and videos. You can find that on Canvas as well. And there are some Quiz 4 demo videos that will be published soon, rendered and published soon. Those take care of Quiz 4, and that is similar to Quiz 3, where you watch and recorded questions, answered questions in preparation for the online quiz. What you're listening to now is the lecture portion. The demo videos will be primarily showing ArcGIS and me going through and completing several tasks and skills in what I call Quiz 4. You will not be taking Quiz 4 in class. You'll just be watching it this week and answering questions in the online quiz. And that will effectively prepare you for Lab 4. Required work prior to next class. Complete the lab. If you didn't, please hurry, because there's a 10% point reduction per 24-hour period that is late. You should have plenty of time to complete. You should have had plenty of time to complete it in class. Complete the Lab 3 bonus by next class at 11:59 prior to the next class. Review, as I noted on previous slides, the readings, this lecture video, and the demo video, and then take the Intro to Lab 4 quiz, which is based on this lecture video and much of the readings and Esri help, as well as the Quiz 4 video demo quiz, where you write down questions while watching the video and then answer them online. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'd be happy to help you out in any way I can. I can also meet you in the lab or my office to give you help with any of your work. And that completes the GIS 311 Day 5 lecture.